At a point on social media, Peter Obi of Labour Party, presidential candidate, was holding almost 60% of every discussion on social media. But today, the reverse is the case, and VDM is taking over. As a result of this guy called Wortoworto is not too comfortable with the fact that VDM is somehow dancing to the tune of Tinubu simply because of the love he have for Peter Obi. And him on his own has already concluded, join with D1, that Verydarkblackman is a manipulator simply because he made a statement that Tinubu should advise his father, because 8 years is a long years for us to be in total darkness. Tinubu has 4 years to rule, but believe you me, whether anybody likes it or not, anybody that can grab power when he was not on seat, even when everybody believes that he was not the one that won, but now that he's on seat, how possible is it for somebody from nowhere to take that position from him? And that is why VDM concluded that 8 years might be complete, which might be right or wrong. But on the other hand, Wortoworto is not comfortable with it. Now watch carefully how he called out VDM, how he's seen VDM as a manipulator, just like every other person is saying it. Hear him out.
Hello. Anybody who has followed me on social media, particularly on Facebook, will understand that I've always been a Peter Obi supporter, a die-hard Peter Obi supporter. And I have vowed that anything that will distract for Peter Obi, I will counter it, no matter whose ox is God. Now, somebody called my attention a while ago to respond to the video VDM made a couple of hours ago. I took time and I watched the video 3 times, just so that when I make my response, I know, as usual, his fans will attack me and insult me. But because I've already know that MO, I have decided to wear a thick skin to their abuses and insults. Now, when D1 described VDM as a manipulator, I didn't understand it until I saw this video. Now, before you get so emotional and all insulting and all trigger happy to start abusing, calm down. Watch the introduction of this video.
Alright, so Tinubu, I feel the need to say this to you. You need to be very useful to us. First of all, your father is old, and the people around him, their brains are dusty and there are cobwebs in their brain. I don't mean to say this trying to insult them. I know where I'm going to with this, right? You are the closest the youth have ever been to power. You are the closest, meaning there are a lot of things that you can help us with.
Have you watched it? Okay. Now, watch the concluding part of this video.
All my hope, and as I reach you, all my hope be on you, because now only you feel relate. Now you the power. For me, now you the power, because now you feel see in the eyes of the youth. Now you will feel relate to. We never get any president before where get picking, where they actively in politics like you. So now only if you change a lot of things with this thing. How many years your father don't do? Your father don't do like 2 years? Still get like 6 years. Yes, I say 6 years. Some people they hope say 2027 when I go come out, but we all know people where no politics say 8 years.
Now you have watched it, right? Okay. Now let me tell you what this guy is. You see, I'm a very smart person. Everybody who has related with me will tell you I'm a very intelligent person. So when somebody comes with an agenda that is laced with misdirection, I will grab it immediately. Now, in case you don't know what misdirection is, watch the movie they call Swordfish. Misdirection is an art of giving you a scenario that your mind believes in. Your mind immediately believes that this scenario would result to this conclusion. But the scenario they present to you, it's not the conclusion that you think it will lead to that is the conclusion in actual fact. It is called misdirection. Now, the first time I started blinking an eye on VDM was when he said he was once an obedient. Before, when we were obedient, I was like, what do you mean? I said, okay, fine. Then the second time, my mind started watching him was, okay, when he started getting this romance with Sheyi Tinubu. Now, let me tell you, the greatest invention Tinubu has done on social media is VDM. Do you know that before VDM, Peter Obi had social media in his grasp? Now I will ask you, between VDM and Peter Obi, who now has social media? Now, in this video where he said, when Tinubu completes his 8 years, because some people are thinking in 2027, we say, So I asked VDM, you are a young man. Are you saying the events that happened in 2023, where people were beaten up in Lagos, where people, because they belong to the Igbo extraction, were told to leave Lagos State because they had to vote for a certain party? Are you saying that you sign 8 years for somebody who rigged the election? Of course, the Supreme Court, ratified his election. But you and I know that the election was the worst election in Nigeria, where people were beaten up, judiciaries were shameless, the whole system was flawed. People with common sense know that everything is bad. So, but you see, before you made this video, I knew this was where this whole thing was coming out. I knew this was where all this thing was coming out. All this borehole building, visiting this, to win the hearts of the people. This is all geared towards 27. I can swear, except my mind, I think I'm intelligent. I have been deceiving myself, I'm intelligent. I can almost for a certainty believe that you are working for Tinubu. And the way you are going about it is through Sheyi Tinubu, so that people should not say you are working for Tinubu, but because Sheyi Tinubu is a youth, he will relate more to the youth. He should talk to the father and beg the father, so that this, that. Nigerians didn't vote for Sheyi Tinubu. Nigerians voted for the father. So all this misdirection, weaving the son in, so that at the end of the day, we say, okay, the son will talk to the father, so that the father will give us, because the son is closer to the youth. We know all these things. This is pure gimmick. This is pure gimmick. And Peter Obi, I don't know why Peter Obi has suddenly gone silent. Because the only opposition, the only scare that this APC have is Peter Obi via his social media strength. And I think the strength of Peter Obi has been infiltrated. First, Labour Party has been quashed, now social media. And the only way this social media is being crushed, it is through this. Nobody's talking about our political relevance. Nobody's talking about our political challenges. It is now inanities, fueled by D1, VDM, Nedu, Mercy Chinwo, and what's this one, 1.1 billion, and all of this stuff. Today I was in a phone repair shop, and I saw a young man. He was ready to slap the shit out of me if I talk anyhow about VDM. What are we talking about? What are we talking about? Clearly, anybody who is making a case for Tinubu, whether it is through his son or whether it's through his wife, as far as I'm concerned, Tinubu is the worst president Nigeria has ever had. And anybody making a case for Tinubu, if you like, go and dig 7 boreholes for each communities around the 36 states. If you like, fight for the common man on the oppressed. You can't be fighting for the oppressed and be supporting fraud. You can't be supporting fraud. For me, this is a pure art of misdirection. direction. And I'll be here to counter it. Anything about bekusis and breasts and twerking, that one I don't, I always gossip. But when it comes to this politics, when it comes to Peter Obi, it was Peter Obi that brought me into limelight. Everybody has forsaken Peter Obi. Everybody has dumped him. Those who got into Senate president because of those who got into the Senate because of Peter Obi, they've abandoned him. Those who got into House of Reps, they abandoned him. Because those who went into House of Reps because of Peter Obi, they've abandoned him. Those who got Facebook page because of Peter Obi, they've abandoned him. I will not forsake Peter Obi. I will fight anybody, no matter who you are, no matter how popular you are, so long as it's Peter Obi, I am here to defend him. My name is Mahmoud Soraka. Please follow this page and share this post now.
You agreeing with D1 that what he said about the Verydarkblackman as a manipulator goes to show the love you have for Peter Obi, indicating interest to be the Nigeria president? If you watch very well, you will discover that what VDM said in his video is almost like concluding that if a man who did not win the last presidential election, but by all means is now the president of the nation, presumed by some persons, which eventually Supreme Court stamped it that he is the authentic person who won presidential election, which is Tinubu I'm talking about. Now, what makes you think that same person, as an incumbent, somebody from nowhere can grab power from him? That is the area VDM looked at it that made him to conclude that he's going to spend 8 years in office. Do not, because of the love you have for Peter Obi, you now begin to see VDM as a manipulator. I believe that is not a good idea. Anyway, whatever you think of this whole issue, share and follow the page. Thank you as you do so.